The cheese rolling. Cheese rolling is an unusual British tradition that involves a ball of double Gloucester cheese and a crowd that is willing to chase it for fun. It takes place on Copper's Hill in Gloucestershire, England. With the slope too steep, the participants have no choice but to stumble their way down to the finish line where hopefully the cheese waits. This event takes place every spring bank holiday Monday of the year. Local participants and visitors from all over the world gather at 12 in the afternoon to participate or witness the sport, which dates back to the 15th century when people are assumed to do similar activities as harvest rituals, among other theories. Pub culture. The term pub is a short term for public house. True to its word origin, a British pub is a place in the neighborhood where people gather for drinks and discussions after the daily grind. The culture prevalent in British pubs is observed to be different from American bars. A members-only social club is also very common in British towns and villages.
Boxing Day. Boxing Day is the day after Christmas, December 26th. It is counted as an official bank holiday in the UK and Ireland. A lot has been thought of to have birthed such an unusual British tradition and celebration, one of which is the idea that this day is allotted for gift giving to the less fortunate, or simply put, people not of equal ranking. What really happened during this day nowadays is that people gather to release the leftover from yesterday's festivities. It is also said to be the time to relax and rest from the holiday pranks and parties. Afternoon tea. Afternoon tea is probably one of the quintessentially British things to partake. Afternoon tea has become a social acceptable and rather delightful excuse to meet people for some room from 2 until 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Excess politeness. It is quintessentially British to scatter excessive pardon me's and thank yous to one's speech, they say. It may be seen into two opposing views, that of utter politeness or of complete nonsense. Whichever of these two are true, there is no denying that this mannerism has made its way to the daily lives of the British people. Sarcasm. The British people are said to use sarcasm on a daily basis, as they find humor in almost everything. They tend to use sarcastic remarks to make fun of the situation. Often, hyperboles are the way to go. If someone is hearing such a brand of comedy for the first time, it might be a bit difficult to keep up.
British pop culture. The UK has a rich pop culture that is influential not only in Britain but also in the international scene. British pop culture imparts talents that transcend varied forms of media. British food. Britain has been the poor culinary relation in Europe, laughed at internationally for a food culture that didn't exist. Britain's food history is enmeshed with frugality and post-war rationing, and has forever been constrained by a climate whose conditions are not always conducive to rich or fruitful growing. Worlds away from alfresco dining, salads, and reliable raw ingredients, mealtimes in Britain have traditionally involved roasting, stewing, or battering ingredients out of necessity. Until relatively recently, the British appetite has been for comfort food, much more than the minimalist assemblies of fresh ingredients popular on the European continent.
Bonfire Night. Bonfire Night is a celebration in Britain commemorating the failure of the plan to assassinate King James I in 1605. This plan is known as the Gunpowder Plot. One prominent member of the English Catholics who collaborated for the plan was Guy Fawkes. That is why Bonfire Night is considered synonymous to Guy Fawkes Night. This event is celebrated on November 5. Maypole. The maypole is a symbol in Britain, traditionally signifying community gatherings. It is a stick highly decorated with attached hooks, attractive flowers, and colorful papers. During May Day, dancers circle around the pole with ribbons.